So hi everyone, my name is Gellis and this is Infinite Modesty Design. So thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm a little bit late and I want to appreciate everyone who's going to be joining me, who actually is on Zoom. Waiting for me to start the live. And for those who will be watching the live and also watching the replay, I am so very thankful to have you on board with me today. Of course, who we are a Toronto Sewing and Fashion studio, and our goal is to teach you the art of sewing and fashion. And currently, guys, we do it where? Online. Also like to let you know a little bit about me. Of course, I am living in Canada. For those who have been contacting me, not sure where we're connecting with you from. I'm originally from Grenada, just the Caribbean. So I do have quite a few Grenadians is following me, or Caribbean ladies is following me as well. So thank you for joining me. And by the grace of God, I am a Christian. Just to let you guys know that Jesus Christ loves you. And guys, one of the mission we are here on earth is to get to know him as our personal Lord and Savior. So just to let you know that Jesus Christ loves you. And that's the truth. Okay, so for those who is on Zoom with me, thank you so much for joining me. For those who will be connecting with me on Zoom, I did post the link. You could definitely join me. I am about to actually share the live because I realize I want to share this live into so many different places. However, it's only limit me for just a few places. So bear with me, guys. I am going to copy the live and actually share it in some of my other platforms, and just give me a few seconds and we will definitely get started. So what I want to do here today is just to have just a kind of interaction. So for just general question and answer session, for those who are in the event, thank you guys very much for being in the event. I know some of you guys have started your sewing project already for the event. Some of you guys have booked a call with me for the event. And if you don't know about the event, there should be a link around here where you could actually click the link. The event we have right now is a beginner event. So if you are a beginner, you have never sewn before, and you're willing to purchase a sewing machine, we do recommend the Singer Heavy Duty 4452 sewing machine. You could, of course, contact me to find out a little bit more about the sewing machine, but we do have the step-by-step process of how to purchase the sewing machine and all that in the event if you are really interested in learning to sew. And again, we also do personal private classes as well. If you really want an instructor there with you for the beginners class, we are definitely available for that as well. Okay, guys, so I would love for those who are joining me. Let me see if anyone else is joining me on Zoom. So for those who joining me on Zoom, I see Grace, Claudia. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you joining me. I try to come on a little. Usually I'll come on early sometimes, but I come on late today because I know not everyone is able to join early. So what we're going to be doing tonight, guys, I'm not going to be long. We're just going to be doing some brief question and answer session. So I'm just going to be asking some questions. If you know the answer, great. If you don't know the answer, we're all here to learn. We all in the sewing niche together. So I am grateful for everyone who will be watching me or will be joining me in general. So if anyone want to join me on Zoom, the link should be in your email. It should be somewhere around the live where you're watching, or in the bottom of the live, somewhere around. You could definitely click and join me on Zoom with us today. So how is everyone doing? For those who's on Zoom with me, how are you guys doing today? So Grace, if you could just kindly unmute yourself. I'm not sure if it's the Grace I know, if it's a new Grace that's joining me here today, but just kindly unmute yourself and just let us know. Just say hi, pretty much, where you're connecting with us from.
Hi, good evening. I'm connecting from Tobago.
From Tobago. Thank you for joining me, Grace.
Really excited to see and understand what is taking place here with you. Very excited.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm excited to have you on board as well. Have you so Grace, have you signed up for the dressmaking event? Are you in the event?
No, not as yet. I have to go through those things, and yeah, I will. I will.
Okay, well, you.
I just have to go through and read everything and see how
Mm-hmm. Okay.
how to.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough. But you are getting my emails, right? I just want to make sure that you are getting my email.
Yeah, plenty,
Okay. Okay.
plenty.
Okay, good.
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. So I will say so thank you for joining me, and good to hear your wonderful voice on Zoom with me today. So I know she says she get plenty emails from me. Yes, I do. So for all those who are in the events, I'm trying to remind you guys that the event is on. Please just log in. So that's why you keep on getting reminder emails from me. So I'm grateful to hear that you are getting emails from me. Fantastic. Okay, so I am going to share my screen here. And then for I'm seeing so anyone who's joining me, if you want to say hi, where you so hi miss, hello, thank you for joining me. You can say where you're joining me from, you can say where you're connecting with us from, you can say how the weather is where you are, all those things would be grateful, very, very grateful. So I had promised the last time I was on to talk about the to just go through a few of the questions in the sewing manual, in the sewing manual for the Singer heavy duty sewing machine. So for those who is on board here with me on Zoom today, you could definitely have the upper hand to answer maybe one or two questions. But I'm just gonna go over here and at least the answers in front of us. So for those who are in the Facebook group, we're just going to go through a few troubleshooting tips, troubleshooting guides in general, of what we may encounter with the sewing machine. Sometimes as a beginner. Now, guys, if you're advanced, don't look at those questions as, this is just baby question, because at the end of the day, sewing is always a learning process. As everything else is always, once you continue doing it, it's get better and better and better in general itself. So for the dressmaking event, for those who still haven't logged in, there should be a link again somewhere around this live. You could log in. And if you have logged in, I would be grateful that you would send me an email. Let me know where your progress is. And you have the opportunity, of course, to set up a Zoom chat with me. Okay. So for those who are watching me on Facebook, if you are watching me from my Facebook page and you would like to share this live, that would be fantastic. And also you could put your comment in the comment section, your answer, because I'm going to be asking some question right now. So first thing I would ask here, and I probably maybe Grace may answer that question. Let's say, for instance, your machine is not threading correctly. So the machine is not threaded correctly. That's the question here. What do you do if the machine is not threaded correctly? What would be your answer if the machine is not threaded correctly? And I will leave that answer for Grace. And for anyone else, your machine is not threaded correctly. What would be, and then, the person is a beginner. We're looking at beginners here. They're a beginner. They have the machine is not threaded correctly. So what do you do? So Grace, you could definitely give me an answer if you know the answer. And for those in the Facebook group, if your machine is not threaded correctly. So good night. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. So your machine is not threaded correctly, guys. So if anyone know the answer, I have a few questions for us tonight. If your machine is not threaded correctly, what do you do? What would be your answer for a beginner who is panicking and she just bought the sewing machine and somehow she got it from the store and it's not threaded correctly? What would be your advice so she don't panic? Or she don't pretty much bring back the sewing machine itself? What would be your advice? Okay. So someone post in the Facebook group, check your brand on YouTube for guidance. Okay, so that's a good answer. Anyone on Zoom want to answer me? Grace, you want to give it a try? What do you do with the sewing machine? So that's actually a good answer. And guys, there's no wrong or right answer. We're all here to learn for those who are on the live today.
I would go to my manual to check to see exactly how to do it properly.
How to do it properly. So you would go to your manual and see how to do it properly. So yeah, I would accept that, of course. I think that's one of the best things to do. Goes to the manual. And the manual, of course, is very important, guys, to make sure that you could follow the steps on threading the machine, running the bobbin. I think I did mention that in my previous live. So both answers was fine. So you could check the brand on YouTube for guidance. Again, you could check your manual itself for guidance. And again, in a nutshell, let's say for instance, she did thread the machine itself. She got the machine, she thread the machine, and it's not threaded correctly. So she could retrace the threading sequence and usually label on the machine. There you go. Exactly. So she could follow again the steps of the threading. She could, so basically just saying she could retread the sewing machine. That's exactly the answer here. So for Facebook users, so all the answers are fabulously correct. And those are things as beginner, because I deal with a lot of beginners. You would get panic. You would say, well, what happened? Gellis, I bring back the machine, where you just need to kind of just look for guidance or retread the machine. And pretty much sometimes, in most cases than some, retreading the machine would actually help us out big time there. So well said. Now, let me get another answer. So I'm just going to go sewing machine question just for now. The tension is too tight. So you have the machine. The thread tension is too tight. What do you do? It's too tight. So when you're sewing, it's like the thread is crimping up, then you know something is not right with this sewing here. And then you realize that the tension itself is too tight. Now on the Singer Heavy machine, there's different tension gauges, 0, 1, 2, up to 9, I think. So what do you do in this case where the tension is too tight? So that's the hint in there, too tight. What do you do? And again, anyone can answer. On Zoom, you can answer, or you could answer in the Facebook group. I'll just check your answers here. So guys, for the tension is too tight, what do you do? Now, for those who joining me live again, my name is Gellis. I will repeat myself over and over, and this is Infinite Modesty Design. What we do, we teach you beginners to advanced online dressmaking, pattern making courses online. Some of the things we do online, just to show you guys, we teach students how to draft the body measurement for any size client in general. So this is just a little mini petite block here itself. And my next question would be, what block is this? So that would be my next question. But first, the question I asked previously, my tension is too tight. Can anyone give me an answer? So Claudia, you're in the hot seat. Anybody can give me an answer. The tension is too tight on the machine. What do you do? Too tight on the machine. What do you do? Guys, if you're tuning with me for the first time or the 10th time, whatever, you could just kindly say where you're connecting with us from. And if you are connecting with me from my Facebook page or the Facebook personal page, you could kindly help me share the live. That would be fantastic. All right, so I will adjust the tension dial. There you go. Okay, so adjust the tension dial. Now, when you adjust the tension dial, so that's a great answer. Do you want to put it, do you want to increase the tension, or do you want to decrease the tension? So remember, it's too tight. Do you want to increase it or reduce it? So increase the tension or reduce the tension itself. So move the tension higher. Yes, Grace?
I think you should reduce it so it could be slacker in order to sew properly.
Absolutely. So definitely you want to reduce the tension itself. Yep. So reduce the tension. So someone say on Facebook, so I would let me just make sure I have the adjust the tension and use a cloth to test your adjustment as you go along. Okay, yeah, so that's it. Adjust the tension dial. So in this case, as Grace said, you want to reduce the tension. You move the tension higher, so you will move it lower in this case because it's too tight. When it's too tight, you don't want to make it even more tighter. You want to reduce it. So great answer anyway. Again, we're here to learn. So someone said decrease the tension, then run. Another person say run a straight stitch, and another person say decrease the tension. So fabulous. So all this here is great tips. And one thing I would say, guys, on your sewing machine, always, that's where your manual will kind of help you get to know about your tension on the machine, right? Because those things could avoid you going to a repair shop and spending maybe lots of money where you could actually just realize, oh, maybe it's a tension. Maybe you start sewing and all of a sudden the thread starts crimping. You probably, change the stitch. Maybe you put the stitch to 1, 2, 3, whatever, is the same thing. And sometimes just the tension just to reduce it or increase it. All depends on if it's too tight or if it's too loose. So that's where your sewing manual will definitely help you out, guys. And I would always say, make your sewing manual your friend. All right, so good. So thank you so much for all those who's on Facebook who's answering. Guys, if you are joining me live for the first time or the 10th time, you could kindly let us know where you're joining us from. And if you're in a position where you could help me share the live, that would be fabulous, fabulous. Okay, so I'm gonna put this block here, and let me know what block is it, like what part of the pattern. What we do is teach online dressmaking. We do have an online dressmaking academy where we teach you how to make patterns. I've been getting a few questions or a few comments from people who say, you know what, I know how to sew, but I don't know how to make the pattern properly, or I know how to follow a commercial pattern, but I just don't know how to be competent at making pattern itself. So this is one of the things we teach, custom made pattern. That's it here. So I want to know what block. Let me see if I can make sure it's there. What block is it? Is it a dress? Is it a skirt? Is it a sleeve? Is it a pants? Is it a blouse? Is it a whatever?
Hey, it looks like a dress, either a dress or a blouse.
So a dress or a blouse?
Like a dress.
Okay, so a dress or a blouse. All right, so I get dress or blouse. Okay, so I'm gonna give some time for people to answer. So what block is this, guys? So just to so Grace, give us an answer. So we'll see if it's actually. So you said dress or blouse, right, Grace? Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay, because you have the first hand because you're on Zoom with me, so you have the first hand. So everyone else, so comment. So those who's leaving the comment in the Facebook group. So I'm freezing. I'm freezing. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm freezing. Sorry guys, I'm not even sure why I'm freezing. Hope I'm not. Okay, let's see here. If I go on my Facebook page, let's see what's going on here. It's showing that I'm freezing. Interesting. Okay, so hopefully everyone could see me well. I'm hoping that.
They look like a dress for me. I just come in, sorry.
It's because I noticed I'm like, why am I not hearing you? But yeah, okay, that's fine. All right, so for anyone who is, that's okay. That's good to have you on anyway, for sure. So anyone here who is so for those, you could still leave your comment. If you guys is on my Facebook page and you have the opportunity to share this live, if you could kindly help me share the live, I would be so much appreciative if you could kindly help me share the live. Okay, so for those who on Zoom say, one person says it's a dress, it's a blouse. Okay, that's fine. Let me see what everyone else say, because I'm not sure where you guys answering me from. Okay, so it's a bodice block. Okay, so it's a basic bodice block. Okay, a half pattern blouse, a blouse. I'm back on. Oh, I'm back on. Okay, good. So I'm happy that I'm back. I'm not freezing anymore. Okay, so Claudia, what do you say? It's a dress? Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna just reveal the answer. It says so. Everyone, I think everyone actually get it though. So basically, it's from this here. So this is a blouse, and you could also have it into a dress or a jacket pattern as well. So this is a bodice block. That's the answer. So the answer is a bodice block. So here we have the sleeve here, we have the neckline here, and then we have some darts right here. We also have some additional darts here. So all this is darts here. So we have the shoulder darts, we have the waistline darts. We also have another additional dart here, right? And then we have the hip area. So this here is the hip area. So this could be like a jacket. Let's say if you want to extend so for here is the waistline, and you want to extend the jacket or the blouse maybe down to the hips. So that's fine. You could also create it into a dress as well. You could actually make it to a circle dress, a straight dress, a whatever dress. But again, the answer is a bodice block. So for those who get the answer, kudos to you. And thanks for all your answers. And all your answers pretty much is on point. Fantastic. Okay, so again, if you are joining us in the Facebook group, Facebook page, wherever you're joining us, and you want to say where you're connecting with us from, that would be fantastic. We are our online sewing and fashion school, and we teach you the art of custom made sewing. Right now, we do it online. We do have our free beginner sewing event going on right now. I think many of you guys is in it. If you're not, you could definitely check the link in the description or somewhere around this live, and you would get the opportunity to sign up in order to get started with the event. So the event right now, we have it for free. You could go ahead and do the event for free. If you want us to help you out with the event, then we could actually book a call with me and we could talk more. But when you reach certain part of the event, I want to see your progress. You would definitely have to book a call with me as you go along in the event itself. All right. So the needle is damaged on my sewing machine. What do I do? I've been sewing and all of a sudden my needle get damaged on the sewing machine. So what, as a beginner, what do I do? What do I do? As a beginner, the needle is damaged on the sewing machine. What do I do? So what do I do if the needle is damaged on my sewing machine?
I would replace it right away.
Okay, so Grace said replace the needle right away. All right, any other answer there? So your needle is damaged on your sewing machine. Any answer you want to give? Any additional answer to the answer we got already? Or any, so change the needle. Okay, replace the needle. So exactly, that's pretty much a straightforward question, straightforward answer. It's damaged, let's get rid of it. And we want to continue our sewing. Let's replace it. Fantastic. That's the answer right there. Excellent. Okay, so right now I'm asking this question, guys, from my sewing manual. From the sewing machine. Let me see if I could grab one of my sewing machine here. I'm just gonna have to use my muscle here because I didn't prepare to show it on my live, but I'll still show it. So this is the sewing machine here, guys, the Singer Heavy Duty sewing machine. That's the one I always recommend for those who don't have a sewing machine. If you already have a sewing machine, you don't need to go ahead and reinvest to buy a sewing machine. But I am only asking questions from the manual because there's a lot of questions in the manual that help guides you. So that's all I'm asking question from the manual right now. The answer is actually right there in the manual as well. And let me just ask maybe a few more questions and then I will move on. Okay, so we say the needle is too thick for the fabric. All right, so the needle itself is too thick for the fabric. You realize that you have a fabric and somehow the needle is you're getting a lot of holes in the fabric. So you realize, no, something wrong here. What do you do? The needle is too thick for the fabric. What do you do? What would be a solution? What would be a solution for a beginner? What would be a solution for you in general? The needle itself is too thick for the fabric. What do you do? So any answers there? The needle is too thick for the fabric.
Change your needle.
Okay, so change the needle is a good answer, but change the needle to what?
A smaller size.
Okay, so
size that fits your material.
There you go. Absolutely. So change the needle to a smaller size. So try another one. Yeah. So change the needle. Someone say try another one. Of course. Try another one. So in this case here, the needle is too thick. You want to get a finer needle. You want to get a needle that suits the fabric. And there are so many different types of needle. Like this is a Singer needle for my particular machine. There is different size needle. We have 811. So 11 is for the American size. 80 is for the European size. So we have the smaller size, medium, and large. So right now this is a needle here, and this is different sizes. So let me just show the size here. So this here, this is 811. So 811 would be a more finer needle. The medium itself would be more like a 1914, and then more. This would be a more medium heavy duty, not fully. I think it's higher than that. I believe. I think we go up to 110, or yeah, something like that. But anyway, this is like a finer needle, sort of a medium weight needle, and then this is like a more higher, heavier needle itself. So again, the different size needle for the different fabric you use is also important as well. So again, so someone say again, you get a needle suitable for the fabric. So well said. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me see if I can get one more question. And all those questions, guys, is from the sewing manual. So your manual may have a lot of questions to help you out. And that's more, it's called Troubleshooting Guide to the very back of your sewing manual. So those on Zoom, if you're sewing, just kindly mute because I'm hearing your sewing machine. Okay, let me see if I can get one more uh, one more question here. So the bobbin case is threaded wrong. No, fabric has been pulled. So the bobbin case is threaded wrong. What do you do? Some of the answers are very straightforward, but again, sometimes again as a beginner you may not know. So the bobbin case, let me see if I get the question. The bobbin case is threaded wrong. So yes, I just want a little steps. You realize the bobbin case you threaded wrong. For instance, you already thread it, but you realize somehow the machine is not sewing properly because something is wrong with the case in itself. What would you do? What would be the steps you would take? What would you do first? What would you do next? So the bobbin case, for those who know, the bobbin is the bottom thread. Let's put it like that. So what would you do? The bobbin thread is threaded wrongly. What would you do? So that would be a question would have. So I have an old Kenmo series machine, but while sewing spandex material, it skipped most time. What needle should use for spandex by my machine? So that's a great question, actually. So there is spandex needle. I did have a students. There is needle for stretch. Let me see if I could get the stretch needle. You would have to buy a stretch needle. If you're in North America and you go to Amazon, you could actually look, or if you could just go on Google to look for stretch needle. So let me just type it here. So stretch needles. So you would need to use needles that is particularly for stretch fabric. Okay, so you need a needle particularly for stretch fabric. So not all needles is you would need all. So I'm just gonna look at here. So for squat needle, it says for stretch needles, it's here. So 130 to 780. So 75 to 11, but it has to be particularly for stretch fabric. So if you go into your fabric store, you go to Amazon or wherever you want to buy the needle, you want to ensure that it's particularly for stretch. It would actually say stretch fabric. And some of them have even super stretch. Like if you have like really like a really stretch, there's jersey stretch, and then there's others, really spandex stretch. But you have to get a particular size needle for that particular project, because the regular size needle, trust me, you would get a lot of headache. Trust me, you would cry, and you don't want that. So you want to get a particular size needle for that that fabric, and a stretch needle would be just fine. It says here 75 to 11. However, you want to make sure that it actually says stretch, or you want to ask them specifically, I need a stretch needle, so they would give you the exact needle you need for your sewing project itself. All right, so thanks for that question there. Let me come back on base here. You're welcome. You're welcome. All righty. Okay, guys. So I would move away from the sewing manual for now. I'm just gonna ask some basic questions. So this is like you have to fill in the blanks now. So I'll ask the question, I'll leave a space, and that space would be a skip space, and then you have to fill in the blank. So a something is used to remove, so that is the question here, to remove unwanted stitch or mistakes. So a something, so let's put on our sewing cap now. Something is used to remove, that's the key word here, to remove unwanted stitch or mistakes. So if anyone have the answer here, something is used. Okay. All right. So you know what? I'll ask for everyone on Zoom. If you could answer in the chat as well, that would be super helpful. So far, just to make sure that everyone, so I just reveal the answer. Does that make sense, guys? If you can answer in the chat, that's perfectly fine. You can just let us know the answer. But I think someone, all right, so I'm getting answers here, so that is good. So just ask the question again, guys. And is that okay, Grace? Are you able to chat the answer as well? If that is okay. Okay, good. So you did.
Yeah, it's not hard. I just did, yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. Fantastic. All right. So Claudia, if you could chat the answer, that would be fantastic as well. All right. And then I could just reveal Grace said this and my Facebook user say this. That's the hint right there. Guys, am I still on Zoom? Because I'm seeing my internet is really unstable. Are you guys hearing me well on Zoom? Claudia, you hearing me well? Yeah? Okay, good.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, good. Fantastic. All right. So let me see how our answers is going. So our answers is going well. So Grace did give us the answer, of course, is the Sim Reaper. So Sim Reaper definitely, guys, is one of your friend. And also two of our Facebook users said a Reaper, a Sim Reaper. So all these answers are fantastic. As a sewing or someone who loves sewing, seamstress, whatever it is, you want to always have a Reaper in your closet. Because when you head on that mistake and you realize, listen, you realize you sew the skirt you've been wanting to sew for so long. And the let's say it's a circle skirt. So Claudia, you know circle skirt now. Let's say you make a long circle skirt and then you sew down all the sides. And then you realize you sew it on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Then you had to rip it out. A seam ripper would be your friend. Then you say, I got a seam ripper, no worries, I'll just rip it out. Because you realize you had to rip everything out all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. So good. So seam ripper is always good in your clothes closet here. Now let me ask a question, just random question here. How many scissors you should have as a seamstress? Like for instance, you want to have, I like to tell my students you want to have certain amount of students in your sewing closet. So what is the minimum? You can have as much scissors as you want, of course. But what is the minimum amount of scissors you should have? And what is its use? What is it used for? So you want to have, you say, okay, I have these scissors for this and I have that scissors for that as the minimum. How many scissors you should have at least in your sewing closet in general? Let's put it like that. And then I also, you could just give me an answer and then I'll, for the ladies on Zoom, I could let you speak out if you want to add to your answer. How many scissors you should have in your sewing closet, I would say. How many scissors? Minimum. You could have as maximum as much as you want. But at least minimum. How many scissors you should have as a minimum in your sewing closet? Minimum. Any answers? Okay, so Grace, give me an answer. All right. So someone says 4. All right, so that's good. All right, so also let me know. Also, so for those who answer now, so someone says 4. Grace says 2. Grace, do you want to give me why you say 2? If you why do you say it's 2? Or give me any, and you could speak it out. That's fine. That's the advantage you have for being online with me. You want to say why 2? Okay, 2, 1, 4. Okay, so I got you. Fantastic. Yep, you got it. Awesome. Yeah, I saw your answer.
With 2, you could use one for the main fabric and the other one for any other type of maybe lining or whatever, any other thing like that. Because I don't think I should use the main fabric scissors to cut any and everything.
There you go. All right. So well said. All right. So 2 pairs of scissors, 1 for paper, 1 for fabric. That's what Grace said. Fantastic. So a few of you guys say 4 in the Facebook group. So someone say 3 paper, scissors, and 2 for cloth. Okay. For those who, so those answers are fine. So those who say 4, do you want to give a little bit of explanation? Why did you say 4 and what one is for? What is the other one for? Just as an example, if you want to give, that's perfectly fine. All right, so I leave that there. So for those who joining me live, again, my name is Gellis. This is Infinite Modesty Design. We do teach the art of sewing and fashion, guys, online. Right now, we do have a sewing event. Right now, moving on, it's a beginner's event. So if you're someone like me who love to sew and you want to learn on your own, you do have the opportunity to take our beginner's event. It's absolutely free for now. You will be making a simple dress in this event. We do have an academy as well, just to let you guys know that we do teach you the fine art of pattern drafting online in our academy. Our academy now, of course, would be an investment itself. And our next course is starting August 9th. That's a Tuesday. we teach you how to draft your very own pattern from your body measurement. So this is your pattern here from your foundational body measurement, not just for you, but also your clients as well, right? And guys, I have something to show on this live here. It's something I've actually have been excited about. And I will show it in a little bit. It's something that I'm very, very excited about. So I'm going to pull it out in a little bit and show it off in a little bit. Okay, so for the answer here, so 3 pairs of scissors and the 2 for, so 3 for paper and then 2 for cloth. Someone says here in the Facebook group. And then online, Grace said 2, 1 for paper, 1 for fabric. So that's usually what I says in general. 1 paper, 1 fabric, 1 fabric scissors, because you never guys want to use your fabric scissors on your paper. You always want to have fabric scissors for fabric and paper for paper. Why? Because you could easily dull the fabric. Also, Claudia said, Claudia said 2, 1 for paper, 1 for fabric. So yes, well said. And then Grace said 2, and then she did give the answer in general. So always good to have 2 pairs of scissors in your closet. You could have lots more scissors. The sky's the limits, especially if you love sewing. You know, you just want to have this nice scissors, because I have a lot of scissors, like lots. Well, I'm just showing 2 here, but I have lots and lots of scissors in general. All right, so guys, listen, as we on the scissors, what is this? Anyone? So this, what is this? What is the name? If you know what it's used for, awesome, but just give me the name of this. Anyone know the name? What's the name here? So I think I show it nicely enough so we could see the name. What is the name of this beautiful item right here? And you could say what it is if you know what it is. If you don't know, guys, you could always say, I don't know. And I don't know is an answer as well. And we're here to learn to know what it is, okay? So if anyone know what is this wonderful beauty right here? All right. All right. Okay, that's fine. That's fine for those who are answering. I will sleep before you write the answer in the bottom, guys, so we can answer accordingly for everyone. But thank you for my wonderful ladies on Zoom. All right, good. So as I leave this here for anyone to answer more, so I'm seeing some answer coming in, so which is fantastic. Guys, I wanted to show this, which I'm going to actually show more because I recently find it and I was looking for it for a long time. I will open eyes here. So this is my pattern drafting from my daughter is 18. So this is old school here. This is when I used to go Seneca College. So Seneca College, and I was taking the pattern drafting class in Seneca College. So everything looked broke up now. And I always talk about it, but I never get the opportunity to showcase it. So this, I was a size 10 back then. So this was my block. That's what I learned from school, from Seneca College. I have it like pasted together. So this was my pattern block. It says my name here on it, Gellis Jerome. It says dart the waist, and it was a size 10 pattern I draft from Seneca College when I was taking the pattern drafting course in Seneca College. So I have this was the short form of the pattern, and then I have the long form, the block. This is the full block here, right? So the full block included. So this was the, let me see here. Let me see, where was the other one I have here? I just actually have it here, but anyway, it was one of the small, I think they gave us a sample of what we're going to be making, and then we end up making the bigger block itself. And this was from Seneca College way over 18 years ago. I still have my pattern, guys. I still have it from Seneca College, and I'm so this was this year right here, the same sample here, and I'm so excited for having it. That's the cool thing, guys. Once you know how to draft patterns, I usually teach you how to make the pattern. Some people just ask, okay, can I just do freehand? Well, once you know how to make the block, freehand is like a breeze. If I just teach you freehand alone, then you would, and when you finish my class, you have a dress, but yes, you don't have anything. You have to go redraft. But once you know how to make the pattern, you already have the pattern. You could always put the pattern down and recreate new garments. So I'll be talking a lot about this in my life because this was so exciting for me when I found it. This was from my college when I did fashion, garment construction in Seneca College, way over 18, 19 years ago, and I still have my block, and I'm excited for that. All right, so Pinky shares, all right. So I said edge scissors. So Jadi Ed Scissor. So it's a pinky shares. Someone say pinky shares. Of course, pinky shares. Grace said pinky shares. I think Claudia said pinky shares as well. So Toya, thank you for joining me on Zoom today. Really appreciate you joining me. We're just doing a brief live question and answer session. For those who are on Facebook, I'm having trouble when I sew with my machine. The under thread is not coming out right. So that could be a tension issue. That could also be the bobbin case is not in properly. So how long have you been having that problem though? So the one that the person that just posed the question, how long you been having that problem? Is it a long time problem itself? It could be a tension issue as well. If you have your sewing manual, you could check it out. Again, it all depends on how long you're having it. If you just have the sewing machine, if you've been having the sewing machine a long time, then it might be beyond that what I've just mentioned. Yeah. So, but I know more time than some. Sometimes it's a tension. We just need to adjust the tension if it's too loose or if it's too tight, one or the other itself. All right. So Toya, thank you for joining me. Where are you joining me from? Where are you connecting with me from, Toya? So again, guys, if you are on my Facebook group, Facebook page, and if you want to help me share the live, I would be so grateful for that. Thanks again for all those who's answering the question. I am very grateful to have you guys on board with me today. So Toya, do you want to kindly unmute just to say where you're connecting with us from? If you're in a position to do so. So whenever you're ready to unmute, you could kindly do so. I would be grateful. All right, so guys, this is a pattern. So I want you to tell me what pattern, what part of the pattern is this? Okay, so what part of the pattern is this? What part of the pattern is this? So what part of the pattern is this, everyone? If anyone could tell me what part of the pattern is this, so look at it very, very closely, very, very well, very nicely, and tell me what part of the pattern is this. So a long, is that the time? So is it you're saying it's a long time that been happening? Have you, is it a long time you're saying that been happening for a long time for the person who asked the question? All right, so I'm seeing answer coming in. So anyone on Zoom want to tell me what part of the pattern is this? So what part of the pattern is this? What part of the pattern is nicely this? All right, so Grace, give me an answer. Fantastic. All right, anyone else want to give me an answer? What part of the pattern is this? Okay, so I'm seeing answers coming in. Fantastic. I'll just wait for one more answer and then we'll reveal the original answer. But I think I see some really nice answers coming in. All right. Okay. Let's see here. All right, good stuff. Okay, guys, so let's see here now. So I'm seeing here on Zoom here. So of course, so Claudia says a sleeve. So Grace says a sleeve. And let's see in our Facebook group here. So of course, one of our Facebook users says a sleeve. So sleeve, absolutely, it's a sleeve block. So fantastic, guys. So this here now is one of my kids' pattern itself. So this is the kids block. It's a size 6, although it could be what it is, a size 12, but it could be whatever size anyway. And this is a block just to make a short, just a really, really short sleeve itself. This is the cap itself, the cap height from here. And of course, this is like the bicep area right here. So this is what we do, guys. We teach you foundational how to make sleeve block, not how to copy the pattern, how to actually make the block. So I'm going to show you something that we teach. Actually, this is one of the pattern we teach. And I want to give someone the opportunity to answer this question. So answer this. What part of the pattern is this one? So look at it very well. And I want it specific. So for those who have an idea, it's specific. So this is the pattern here. What part of the pattern is this? So look at it very well. Look at it very, very well. This is actually one of the patterns that I teach my students online how to draft, foundational. And this is students who never sewn before, guys, or students who have never even have a sewing machine, saw me online, trust me enough, buy a sewing machine, take my beginners class. Before I used to offer the beginners class paid. Now I do it for free. If you want to get into the beginners class for free, let us know. And then if you want to invest in yourself to go over to our advanced dressmaking academy, where we teach you how to be a seamstress, let's put it like that, or a fashion designer, as some of my students will say they're not a seamstress, they're a designer, then you have that option as well. So what part of the pattern is this, guys? So look at it very well. Look at it here. All right, so I actually see one answer so far, which is cool. I see other answers, but that's not the answer. But again, guys, we're all here to learn. And this is not about, oh, I'm right, I'm wrong, I'm bright, I'm not. This is nothing about that. We're all here to learn. So what part of the pattern is this? So look at this very well here. Look at this here. Look at this here, how it's shaped here. So there's something going on here. Okay, so if anyone could just, so I'm seeing answers coming in. Answers coming in. I see one answer so far. Everyone else, I like the effort, but again, I see one answer itself so far. All right, guys. So again, for those who joining us live, let us know where you're connecting with us from. If you're brand new or your second time, third time, and you haven't introduced yourself, introduce yourself. I like to get to know where my audience is connecting with us from. And of course, I am in Toronto. Well, I'm in Canada itself, and originally I'm from Grenada. For those who are who wonder where I'm from. All right. So for those who's on Zoom, if you could just kindly mute. I think your sewing machine is bubbling, which is nice, but if you kindly mute, that would be great. Okay, so I am going to reveal the answer. So for those, let me just say what some of our users have said. So someone says the trousers is the pants. Another one says the pants. Another one says a princess line. So that is the answer here. Or yeah, princess line for a dress. Okay, so fantastic. On Zoom with I think it's so Claudia and Grace said it's a so Grace says a long sleeve. Okay, so that's what you said, Grace, is a long sleeve. Okay, so in this case, let me reveal what it is here. So Claudia is in our advanced class, which you will be doing this itself eventually. So this is a princess seam, and of course it could be for a dress or a blouse block. Let me see if I have the other piece for it here. This will teach you foundation in our dressmaking academy. So this would be the block here. So let me just bring it here. This would be the block here. So this is just a different block. So this is just a different block. And from the block, we make the princess seam from the bust area, and we come down like this. So you could make the princess seam itself for the dress, the blouse, the whatever, but it's a front. So cut front, so the front piece, cut one, unfold, princess seam blouse block. So there's also another piece to add on to that here. I don't have it immediately with me, but again, you are right for all those who say seam, princess seam. And this is what we teach in our academy. We teach you how to make the full pattern, and then we also teach you how to draft it into what? A princess seam itself. And then you have the other pieces. So it's a little bit more work, but by the time you finish, you realize, you know what? You learn a really reputable skill that you could use, of course, in your sewing and fashion journey. So kudos to everyone who answered. And again, we are here to learn, so I'm very happy that everyone was able to answer this. So what is this pattern here? I think everyone would pretty much get it. This one is just a bigger one. So what is this pattern here, guys? So look at it here. So look at this one here for those who are on Zoom. All right. So guys, kindly help me share if you are again on my Facebook page, Facebook group. Facebook group, we may not be able to share, but if you're on my Facebook page, it will be grateful if you could help me share. So this here, what is this, guys? I don't want to put it here. So what is this? What is this pattern block here? If anyone could identify it, I think everyone might be able to get that one. Again, all right, fantastic. So yep, answers are coming in. So basic sleeve pattern. It's a sleeve, long sleeve. Absolutely, it's a long sleeve. It's a basic sleeve. And I like the fact that you say it's a basic sleeve, whether long sleeve or sleeve. It is a basic sleeve, guys, because with this, you could make it into all different sleeve style. You could cut and slash. You could open it. You make it into flare sleeve, gather sleeve, leg of mutton sleeve. And there's so many sleeves you can make this into. You could make this into a jacket sleeve, whatever sleeve you want. This is a sleeve, is a basic pattern, and you can slice it, dice it into different pattern itself. So kudos to that. So guys, I'm gonna ask about just 2 questions again. So if something is used, okay, this one might be hard. So let me just show what it is. Does anyone know what this is? So what is this beauty right here? What is this equipment in sewing? Anyone know what is this? So whatever, and anyone know what it is? If you know what it is, it's okay. If you don't know and you want to say you don't know, that's fine as well. Again, we're all here to learn. So this here. So if you just know the name, that's good enough for me. If you know exactly what it does, even fabulous. But what is this here? All right, so I'm seeing some questions, some answers coming in. Fantastic. All right, so fantastic. Anyone on Zoom want to answer what it is here? Anyone else want to answer? Okay. All right, guys. So let's see how we answer in here. So tracing wheel, that's the answer, Tracing wheel, it is a tracing wheel. Claudia said tracing wheel, Grace said tracing wheel, So tracing wheel is always good to have. It may not be a must when you're a beginner, but it's always good to have. Let's say, for instance, I want to transfer this pattern here onto this paper, for instance, right? Or let's say another, like, you know what, I want to transfer because this is my original block and I want to use this block now to transfer. So this is a great way to use your tracing wheel. There's also this carbon paper you could also use under the tracing wheel to trace it out. So when you finish, you have your pattern here and you this is your pattern forever. And then you have a new pattern here on this block, and then you could dissect and whatever the pattern. So tracing wheel is good to have. It's not a must to have as a beginner, but it's something that is very useful itself. It helps you get work done faster. Or sometimes if I don't have a tracing wheel, sometimes I use pins. So what I would do with the pins here, guys, I would take the pattern itself here, and I would just juke around. You know what I mean? So I would tape this down, and I'll juke around. Maybe I'll juke the darts and whatever. And then when I finish, I just kind of just draw the line if I don't have a tracing wheel. But again, the juke might be longer, so the tracing wheel might make it even easier. All depends on, you know, your project and so on and so forth. So tracing wheel is very, very good to have. All right, so I'm going to ask one last question here, guys, and then we're going to wrap today. And I want to do this a little bit more. So if anyone was that helpful, guys? Was this question and answer session, although this was just basic question, but was this helpful? Do you think that it was valuable? Do you think it's something that we could do, you know, once in a while? Yes or no? So anyone on Zoom, anyone in the Facebook group, did you like this session? Yes or no? If you don't like it, say no. If you like it, say yes. If you think it's valuable, I would be very happy for that feedback. Okay, so let me ask this question here, and that will be the last question of the day. It's a very easy question, guys. It's a very, very easy. So something is placed to store pins and needle. Done. What do I place to store my pins and needle? So remember, pins, needles. Think pins, needle. So something is placed to store pins and needle. That's the question. Simple answer. If anyone could give us the answer. So something is placed to store your pins and your needle. All right, so many people say yes, it was. It is refresher. It's good. Thank you for that. I really appreciate the feedback on Zoom. Very helpful. Yes. Okay, awesome. And Toya, I didn't hear you, so I don't know if you want to unmute or just comment. You could actually just put a comment in the chat. Let's see if you if this was helpful. I didn't hear your voice, but it was good to have you on board today. All right, so I'm seeing answer coming in. So one person give an answer already. So let's see. So remember, guys, the question is here, storing your pins and needles. So something is a place to store your pins and needle. Just remember, when you're sewing, you're on the sewing machine, you're removing your pin. Where do you put it? Or you're probably about to do a hemming or something with your needle. After you finish the needle, where do you put it? So that's the answer I'm looking for, basically itself. All right. So while I'm waiting for answers to come in, guys, to let you guys know, we do have our advanced pattern sewing and Pattern Academy, starting on August 9th. So it's a long time coming. For all those who always want to become a seamstress, a designer, let's put it like that, and you don't know how to sew in the sense of taking body measurement, drafting the pattern from the person's body measurement. We do blouse, sleeves, skirts, and we also give you all our sewing patterns as a bonus as well. That would be for August 9th. We'll be advertising more and more as we go to let you know that our academy is open August 9th. So for those who want to prepare themselves, if they want to invest in themselves, it's like going to college. Like I said, I go to college a couple of years ago. I have my pattern block here. Now, because I have the knowledge, the skill in theory and in practical, I am definitely, we definitely have the course to teach you, hold your hands online. And we have many successful students. On my next live, I will showcase my new sets of students, what they have done, what they have been making, because recently we'll have a graduation coming up, and I will be inviting everyone at the graduation, and the graduation will be live, of course, on Facebook itself. All right, guys. So our answers here is a cushion, a pin cushion. Fantastic. That's exactly. So Grace say pin cushion. Toya say very good. Okay, so very good. Okay, nice to have you on board, my dear. Awesome. So pin cushion is the answer. When you're taking out your so this here, guys, this here, a sponge, right? This is a sponge. This is my pin cushion. It's the exact same thing. Or what I did, I take my sponge, wash your dishwashing sponge. You may not have to go into a fabric store to buy a sponge maybe for $10. Go to the dollar store, buy a whole pair of sponge for like $1.50. You get maybe 10, 12 sponge. You use one of them, and you just take some fabric and you cover it. I even have a video, I think on my YouTube channel itself. Maybe I could also post the video, but I think I have a YouTube channel video. Simple, very, very simple. Just take a piece of fabric, cover it up, and you have your sponge. You have your sponge to put your, let me get some good pins. I have some good broke up to put your pin cushion. As you sew, you put your pin on your pin cushion. Very, very simple, very basic. You don't have to go spend expensive to make you don't have to go ahead and buy a expensive sponge. You could simply make it from your kitchen dishwashing sponge. There you go. All right, guys, fantastic. So I'm very happy to know that this was helpful. I want to do it, of course, more and more. So thank you guys so much for all my Facebook comments. So all those who share, all those who post, all those who say where they're coming from, all those who connect with us on Zoom, whether you a beginner, intermediate, advanced, I am so very grateful. I love the sewing community. My name is Gellis. It's a pleasure to have everyone on board with you today. You could always contact me through email. We do have our phone number on file here. You could also sign up for our free beginners course. And if you need help with that course, you could book a call with us in general. If you have not signed up, guys, let us know, message us. Any platform you could use to message us, let us know. I'll send you the link to sign up. And then in there, you have the opportunity to book a private call with me. Once again, guys, my name is Gellis, and this is Infinite Modesty Design. Let you know again that Jesus Christ loves you, and I love you too. And I love surrounding myself with sewing bodies. And it's a pleasure to have you on board with me today. Okay, guys, take care. See you on my next live. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.